Hey everyone, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, and we're going to start a new series this week called Diet Auto-Regulation. And Adam, you brought this idea to me because it's something that everybody does on some level. We all know exactly the steps we have to take when clients need to be adjusted a little bit in terms of their approach nutritionally, but there really has never been a concept to just really nail down all the facets of what this could encompass. And I think it's a topic that deserves its time. And so I'm really glad you brought this up, and I'm excited about exploring what that actually means.
What I love about this concept, it allows clients to have some decision making about their process, which is really important to me. This is how you individualize things even more. And also, I just find within reason, the more flexible you are with clients, the less likely they are to burn out. And me and you have coached for a very long time, and we know that contest prep burnout, off-season burnout is very real. So being flexible is our whole business model. So this really aligns with our method well.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right. I mean, flexible dieting at its core is to add flexibility and freedom. And like we've always talked about, that doesn't mean you throw structure out. So this kind of diet auto-regulation leaves structure in place. You have to have your home base, your baseline plan, but let's talk about the ways in which you may want to deviate, how to do it, how to execute it so you're not throwing your goals away. And I think the first step is, of course, calories. So let's say, Adam, I have suggested to a client that they have 1,550 calories a day. That's their baseline day. What if that client is just so incredibly hungry? I mean, it could be hormonal, it could be sleep, it could be that they've had 2 or 3 days in a row of just grueling training, and they feel it. They just need a little extra food, and maybe a higher calorie day is still days away. Would you rather that client just suffer and not listen to their body? Would you rather them just suck it up, quote unquote, and stick with the system? Or is it okay for them to have a little extra food that day? And if your answer is yes, do they have to make up for that? What would be the way you process that information?
Yeah. So as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking of a current client I'm working with where she's so low with intake right now. We know that her threshold is only 2 or 3 days at that intake. I don't want to say the word carb cycle, but what we're doing is we're giving her 2 to 3 refeed days a week, depending on how she feels. The goal is to push, but she knows that it's there if she needs it. And that has been a great lifeline for her. She doesn't have the stress and anxiety of saying, oh, what should I do? Do I need to reach out with Adam? We basically already have the plan laid out that she can take 2 to 3 refeed days a week if she needs them. Now, I told her I prefer to diet at least 2 days in a row before she takes one, and this has been working seamlessly. She hasn't had a day that was technically off plan in about 3 weeks now, where we would kind of go weekly with, like, I would say a little bit of a binge. So this has been physiologically a great idea, and also just psychologically great for her well-being.
So you're planning those higher calorie days, some calorie modulation, but you're giving her the autonomy to use them when she feels her body really needs them.
Yeah, absolutely. And this last week, she actually felt good enough to skip one of those. So she went to 2. She said, I think I've got a little bit more push in me. And I said, that's fine. But if you need it, you could do those refeeds back-to-back days if you find that you ran yourself into the ground too much. But she ended up pushing through and only did 2 refeeds last week, which is the minimum I would want her to take. So the goal isn't to limit those refeeds. It's just to kind of push through the hunger a little bit better.
All right. Well, I know we've got several topics in different facets to discuss. And so I'm gonna leave it there for this one in terms of higher calorie modulations that are self-regulated. And then in the upcoming episodes in this series, we'll dig in a little bit deeper. So that's a perfect start, Adam. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll see you next time in Contest Prep University.